Sung Jin-woo. Sung Jin-woo from Solo Leveling was built to farm aura. From his quiet stares to his towering undead army, everything about him oozes tension and authority. He speaks little, but enough to make his enemies question their existence. Even when he stands still, his shadow army seethes with power behind him, as though they are waiting for his signal. When Jin-woo walks through a dungeon, he never rushes. He goes with the confidence of someone who already knows how the fight will end. The fact that he started off as the weakest hunter only makes his transformation scarier. Now, every single appearance of his feels like a boss fight because he is the boss. Aura farming is Sung Jin-woo's entire brand. He could appear for 5 seconds and still outshine the entire cast. Levi Ackerman. Attack on Titan's Levi Ackerman rarely speaks, but he does not have to. His silence is scarier than most monologues. His uniform may be ripped, and he may have blood all over his face, but his eyes never waver. Whether he's slicing through titans or just sweeping floors with intense focus, Levi makes it all seem like a power move. The carnage is just background noise to his focus. Levi is extremely precise. Every step and every clean cut is deliberate, and when things go bad, Levi gets even calmer. That calm is terrifying because it means he's about to do something no one else can. Aura farming for Levi is just daily life. He doesn't even try to look cool. He just is. The man could blink and make the fandom trend his name again. No ODM gear required. Gojo Satoru. Gojo always steals the scene. With his blindfold and cheeky smile, he turns each corridor into a catwalk and each battle into a highlight reel. Gojo is a character who steps into a room already knowing that he is the strongest, and makes everyone know it too. Most of all, he never takes the trouble to do so. He might crack a joke one minute and decimate a mountain the next. Even when things get serious, Gojo still seems to be having more fun than everyone else. Being the strongest sorcerer in Jujutsu Kaisen, Gojo sends curses away with ease. Whether he's flexing his infinite void or just standing still with his iconic smug look, Gojo generates hype at maximum volume. He's the internet's favorite sorcerer for a reason. Shoto Todoroki. There's a strange calm that surrounds Todoroki whenever he steps forward in My Hero Academia. He's completely focused on the objective, and he doesn't need to posture because every part of him is already telling the story. He's that one kid at school who gets perfect grades without trying. Despite having one side of his face scorched and scarred, he's still visually striking. Todoroki doesn't need to dominate the conversation, but when the action starts, the world narrows around him. Powers clash and villains attack, but he stands in the eye of the storm, expression unchanged. Todoroki's power isn't just in the spectacle, it's also in the silence before the fight starts. He's the future of aura farming, no doubt about it. Madara Uchiha. In Naruto Shippuden, a reanimated Madara makes his grand entrance in the middle of the Fourth Great Ninja War, and when this happens, everyone immediately knows the fight is over. The moment he appeared, every shinobi in the area forgot what bravery felt like. Madara doesn't shout or rush. He takes his time, and the scene follows like it's afraid to get ahead of him. Madara single-handedly dismantled armies, and he smiled while doing it. Somehow, all of that felt less intimidating than the way he simply stood on a cliff, watching. Madara's aura farming is effortless. He would never beg for attention because he commands it. Even when other characters are talking, the audience is just waiting for Madara to move again. Piccolo. When Piccolo lands in a scene in Dragon Ball, the moment shifts. He doesn't shout or rush into battle. He floats in with his cape flowing behind him like it knows it's in an anime. His arms cross slowly as he weighs the gravity of what comes next. Piccolo is often the quiet observer, watching from a distance as others throw punches. Piccolo's the guy who stands on a cliff while the others talk, the one who often meditates and somehow ends up stealing the spotlight, even when stronger fighters are around. And when he finally makes his move, the tension breaks like glass. He doesn't fight to show off. He fights because someone needs to fight right. Piccolo has been aura farming since the Saiyan saga, and that's still paying off. Aizen Sosuke. In Bleach, Aizen's existence alone is enough to put everyone on edge. From the moment he reveals his true nature, he becomes the definition of quiet danger. Even surrounded by enemies, he stands untouched. His words land without urgency, as if time freezes for him to deliver the final word. There's nothing aggressive about him, but somehow everything about him feels dangerous. His calm smile and perfect composure make him feel untouchable. He wears his villainy like a tailored suit. People talk about his power, but his aura is what truly wins fights before they start. Whether he's facing captains or planning to become a god, Aizen never loses his cool. He's an aura farmer through and through, the kind of guy who could silence a room with just an eyebrow raise. Killua Zoldyck. In Hunter x Hunter, Killua blends in until it's too late. One minute, he's just a boy walking along with his hands shoved in his pockets. The next minute, he's holding a still-beating heart in his hand. Whether he's gliding away from an explosion or happily declaring that he learned to kill as a baby, Killua exudes the kind of swagger that turns heads. His cold stares and easy smirk say more than any speech ever could. Even as a kid, Killua's aura speaks volumes. He doesn't need to show off. His movements are too clean, too fast, and too calm for that. He can switch from playful to deadly in a split second, and that unpredictability makes him interesting. He does not have to declare that he is powerful. Opponents just feel his power in his gaze and know they should back off. Escanor. Escanor from the Seven Deadly Sins isn't just strong, he's majestic. When he transforms at noon, his presence is blinding. But even before that, the buildup is enough to shift the tone of an entire arc. At his peak, Escanor speaks like a force of nature that learned how to be polite. His presence is immense, like the sun itself decided to join the conversation. And every time he opens his mouth, the atmosphere stretches to make room for him. His catchphrase,
"Who decided that?"
might be the most aura-packed line in modern anime. His confidence is overwhelming, and somehow it never feels forced. Every scene with Escanor feels like the sun itself is proud of him. Aura farming is Escanor's personality. The man could flex and stop wars. He inspires reverence just by existing. Zoro. Zoro makes every fight feel legendary in one piece. With his bandana tied and swords drawn, the whole atmosphere changes. He doesn't need flames or flashy powers to generate hype. Just seeing his sword drawn is enough to make enemies second-guess everything. He's confident and completely focused. Zoro doesn't need to talk too much. He lets his blades do the talking. Whether he's clashing with warlords or ancient beasts, he brings an unstoppable presence that makes even giants pause. The fact that he chooses to fight the strongest opponent in every arc is him making a statement. Zoro's aura farming comes from how grounded and fearless he is. He gets stronger with every scar, more iconic with every swing. Just seeing him walk toward a fight is enough to make fans sit up straight. Thank you so much for watching this video. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below if I missed anyone.